Hello, everyone. The opening ceremony of the 2021 First Doggy Olympics. Great to have you all here and great to be having this first event with our amazing partners. And I have two of them with me today who are going to be talking about their events and potentially a third person who's going to be joining us shortly. So I've got Monica Allaire McMahon from Barrington Barks and Behavior. She's going to be telling people about her upcoming event. And I've got Laura Gendron from Misbehavior Training, who's also going to be talking about her event. So welcome, guys. I appreciate you guys joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you guys, it's good to have you here because I know Laura represents one of the physical competitions that we're running, and Monica represents one of the mental competitions that we're running. So we're going to give you more information about that as we go through this presentation. So what I want to do is I want to start by sharing with you what we are working on here, and I'll take you through our presentation. That'll kind of take you through the who, what, when, where, why, all of the details, how to sign up. We're here to answer your questions, whether it's live or on the replay. So hit us up with those and we'll take you through here. Michelle is popping in and saying hello, and I know she has signed Brutus up for the Olympics. And I do believe, actually, guys, that Brutus is competing in each of your competitions, if I remember correctly from what Michelle signed up for. So let's go through this and get all the details to everybody. All right, so first off, the Olympics are running from July 23rd to August 16th. There will be a total of 11 events, both in physical and mental competitions, as we mentioned, and we have hundreds of competitions running. So each of our partners who are running an event have several openings throughout this 3 weeks, and there's about 300 openings total. So there really is no shortage of activities that you can sign up for with your dog. So these events are taking place from Concord to the seacoast to southern New Hampshire, and I will go through in more detail all of the places that are hosting events. And the purpose of the Doggy Olympics is to support our charitable partners program, which this year supports Hero Pups, Mary's Dog, and Live and Let Live Farm. All right, so when are the events taking place? Again, July 23rd through August 16th. Today's the opening ceremony, as long as we don't get rained out. There's some pretty aggressive thunder and lightning out there, so we're hoping. Then the events themselves are running July 24th through August 15th, and then we will have closing ceremonies on August 16th at 7 p.m., and that is Monday. So where are the events taking place? So as I mentioned, Concord to the seacoast to southern New Hampshire, and these are all the different locations where events will be held. So we're going to be in Lee, Dover, Newington, Concord, New Boston, Epping, Dover, oh, I already said Dover, Milton, Somersworth. So quite a few places. A number of our partners are hosting at their locations. Some locations will be at different parks, open space areas. We have events running at Canine Chaos, Friendly Pets, and the mall at Fox Run as well. So why are the Doggy Olympics taking place? So again, it's to have a great fun opportunity for you to participate in physical and mental competitions with your dog. It's a great bonding opportunity as well. And it's also to raise funds for the charitable partners program, as I mentioned. So let's talk a little bit about the physical events. So we've got 5 that we are offering during the time period that I mentioned. So we'll be having dock diving with Seacoast Dock Dogs, water fun competition with you and your dog training and services, doggy games with Misbehavior Training, who as mentioned is here with us now, canine fitness challenge with Canine Strong, and bubble catching game with the New Hampshire Dog Walking Club. So on the mental side of things, where you can challenge your dog's mental fitness, we have Sensory Explorers with Barrington Barks and Behavior. Again, Monica's here with me tonight to talk to you a little bit more about that event. The ice cream eating contest, that's with the Dog Walking Club. The longest tail competition, which will be happening both at Pet Supplies Plus in Somersworth and Friendly Pets in Lee. And also the longest sit-stay competition, which will also be happening at Pet Supplies Plus and Friendly Pets. And then we have the Treat Toss Challenge, which is happening with Sit, Stay, Smile Pet Photography. So how do you register? You're going to want to go to nhdogwalkingclub.com. You'll see that running along the bottom there in the ticker. and you will get all the information that you need on how to sign up. So what happens is you register and you will get an email within 24 hours that will have your ticket, whether you've signed up for 5 events, 10 events, 15 events. You can choose additional tickets as well. So when you register, for instance, it's $35, $25 if you are a club member, and then you receive your ticket that gives you 5 events. And if you would like to add 5 more events, you can do so at a discount of $20. And if you want to add dock diving to your ticket, that is an additional $25. And then when you get that information, it'll instruct you how to sign up for the event that you want, as well as the date, time, and location that you prefer at Sign Up Genius. So all those details will come to you within 24 hours after registering. So let's take a look at how this process works. We'll give you more information, kind of take you through it visually. But basically, if you go to NH Dog Walking Club, you'll come to our homepage and you'll see our Olympics logo here. And then you can just click on the button that says Learn More. And it's going to take you to a page that gives you all the information that I just described. It'll go through the when, where, why, how. It'll talk specifically about the different activities we mentioned. It'll go through a number of frequently asked questions as well for you to review. And then it'll break it down in more detail in regards to the physical and mental events that I just rolled out for you. It'll talk about the awards that your dog can win. Talk about the ceremonies, opening ceremony here, closing ceremony coming up, and then again to register. So now what I want to do as well is just take you quickly through the events, because when you click on the links here to look at the different events, it will take you through a whole site that will describe the events, where they're happening, who is hosting them, who are the instructors, who are the judges, what to bring, what will be the judging criteria so that you're aware. And it's important to know that we're offering events in both group and individual categories. So if your dog needs a little bit of space, is reactive, you just feel more comfortable doing an individual event, that is perfectly fine. You'll see that many of the events that we're offering do have those options. Not all of them do. So for instance, dock diving is a group event, and there's a few others that are specifically group events, but there's a lot of opportunities for your dog if they have some special needs in regards to other dogs. There's a lot of opportunities for them as well. So basically you can scroll through here. You'll see all the dates and times and locations that are available. You'll see the number of openings as well for each event. And so when you go through here, you're kind of reviewing just to see what types of things you might be interested in. But then when you register and you get the ticket and you go to Sign Up Genius, it will have all of these events again for you so that you can then pick the items, the events that you like. But at least you're able to see what is out there, what's available, what your dog might be interested in, and you get a little bit more of a description on what's available. So as I mentioned, we have the physical ones, and then we have all the mental competitions as well. So this page here on our site will take you through all of that in detail. All right, so I'm going to hop out of that for now because I have Delise here joining us now. So I'm going to stop my share. And I'm going to invite Delise in with us as well. How are you, Delise?
Hey, good afternoon. Hi, everybody.
Glad to have you join us. Okay, so good. I'm glad that you guys are here because we wanted to take some time to just have each of you explain the different events that you're doing. So I'm going to start with Delise, who's from Sit, Stay, Smile Pet Photography, and she is running a doggy treat toss challenge. So Delise, if you want to tell us a little bit about that and where do people go to take advantage of this competition as well?
Yeah. So if you have a dog who loves to catch treats or a ball, we are the place for you. We're going to have it at our studio, which is on 6 Broadway in Dover, right downtown. And we have free parking next door, which is bonus. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure your dog comes hungry. So hungry enough to be treat motivated at least. We'll provide cheese as something to catch, but if cheese is not something you want them to have, bring some treats for them. And we'll be doing it in the studio. So Greg is actually, Greg, who is the photographer at Sit, Stay, Smile. he'll be doing photographs of your dog while they're catching treats. So we had a lot of fun. We've done this previously and something else that we did, and it was just such a great time. And we get the silliest pictures. In fact, Tracy can attest to some of the photos that we get. So it's a good time. I'm unable to pull one up right at the moment, unfortunately, but yeah, we've got 2 times scheduled, Saturday, July 31st between 10 and 11. And we'll have 6 openings during that time. So it'll be 10-minute sessions, so real quick. And then in order to accommodate people after work, we have Monday, August 2nd from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Again, 6 openings there. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, Delise, I know we already have Rocky who has signed up for the Olympics, and he and his handler, Terry, have been practicing. They've been putting photos in the group of Rocky practicing the treat toss because he's taking this extremely seriously. I want you to know he's a serious competitor here. So
I love it.
Rocky's going for gold. And yes, as Delise mentioned, both Dakota and Gilly have done this. And I was actually telling Terry, Rocky's owner, that Dakota loves this event and Gilly is scared of the cheese. But we have a very interesting picture of both of them, which is there a picture involved with this as well, as I recall?
Yes, actually there is. So there's an option just to purchase a watermarked image just to use for social media for $10. And that I believe is going to go to your charitable partners, correct?
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, so you can show all your friends and family on Facebook and Instagram and wherever else what your dog was able to achieve. And we're going to be judging it based on the funniest treat catch. That is our criteria. So yes, so we're going to have
and I
a
guarantee that you will see some very interesting expressions in your dog, probably that you would have never anticipated. But when you guys catch it on film, it's pretty amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So yeah, we're excited about that. It's going to be a good time. I love this whole concept, Tracy. I think it's just so much fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. We've been getting a lot of really good feedback, so I hope that everybody has a really positive experience.
That's fantastic. And I actually am able to call up. I just found a picture of your baby. Now, can I get on and share my screen?
Yeah, if you share your screen, I can put it into the stream.
Perfect. So let's see here. Here.
There we go.
There we go.
Yep.
Nope, that's you.
Yep, just migrate to the picture and we'll see whatever you're looking at.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, we're not seeing it on this end. We're still seeing all of us in a time loop here.
Let me try something else then. Apologies.
If you guys have any questions as we are going through these different events. Oh, we lost Elise. Okay, well, she'll come back to us. Technology, it's an interesting thing. All right, well, let's move on. Let's have Monica talk to us about what she is doing with her sensory experience, which is going to be happening at the mall at Fox Run. What can people expect, Monica?
So what people can expect is to have a full sensory experience for their dogs. And here's
No, go right ahead, Monica. Go right ahead.
Okay. And I have a little. I know I've had several people comment that they have no idea what to expect. So I put together a couple of pictures, and I would love to share that.
Okay.
And sharing.
We do have some questions coming in. As I mentioned, if you're listening live and you have questions, pop them in for us. We'll get them answered. And if you're watching on the replay, we will answer those for you as well. And also, I just want to let people know, we do have events running this Sunday. One is a water fun competition, and the other is a howling contest. So if you're interested in getting started right away, don't wait to register and get signed up for those.
All right. Tracy, can you see that?
I can. You're good to go.
Okay. So many of you will probably be familiar with my lovely Penelope Potato with her nose in the flowers. Sensory Experience Explorers is all about giving your dog an opportunity to use all of those senses. And the purpose is to facilitate relaxation. And with relaxation comes improved well-being. And when I talk about using all of their senses, the standard sight, taste, touch, smell, hearing, then we have proprioception, interoception, and their vestibular system. They're gathering information during their experience through all of those senses and making sense of the world. And there is a physical aspect to this. They're not running any marathons, they're not moving quickly, but they are moving around and among whatever items I've placed in the area. Why do we want to do this? Again, because we want to, as much as possible, move our dogs out of that sympathetic nervous system where you get fight and flight, and move them over into parasympathetic, rest and digest, where they're lowering their heart rate, their breathing rate, blood pressure. And this is for the human as well. Benefits, you're going to have, while your dog is exploring, I encourage the human carer to also slow down so that you can reduce your stress. You can have both you and your dog can have an increased sense of confidence as you observe your dog slowing down and taking information in. And of course, this experience is meant to be a relief from the daily stressors, which can result in better quality of sleep, improved learning. And these are just a couple of the events that I've done. This was at Canine Strong in Concord, New Hampshire with April Bagosh. You can see a variety of different items, textures, smells, and tastes. Each dog is an individual, so they will explore these different items in their own way.
So Monica, this is a great event for individual dogs primarily.
Yeah, and I think, Tracy, what we had talked about is kind of when we had done the event at Canine Chaos, which I don't have a picture of that one. We had groups of dogs. Let me see if I have a picture of that one. I don't. Let me stop sharing that. I'm trying to get out of there, Tracy. Let me see.
Yep, you're out.
Okay, and let me go back over here. Hello. We can kind of work on that a little bit, but right now we were going to do four participants total, kind of rotating through different stations that I set up, and as one participant leaves, another one can enter, and we can kind of judge that on the number of participants. If depending on signups, if someone wanted to do something privately, just talk to me or you.
And as I recall too, you have some kind of barrier, right, that's set up so that dogs are in their own space and they can't necessarily see the other dogs, correct?
I have, what I've done at the studio in Dover when I've run these events is used gating when necessary for the dog and human team to feel comfortable. If the dog is sensitive and would want to approach me, and that's not really an ideal thing, I really want their human care to be able to relax, so I have used barriers.
And I know that's what you did at the Easter egg hunt as well. And that seemed to work really, really well for dogs that needed just a little bit more downtime, a little bit of focus. It really was a great event for reactive dogs, really. I mean, my dog absolutely loves it, and she's very much a reactive dog. So
yeah, there's just something about allowing and providing and encouraging a dog to slow down and use all of their senses that really has a profound effect on their nervous system. And when that is happening with the dog, 9 times out of 10, it's happening for their human too. We are such a rushed society. We don't often get those chances to just watch and observe quietly, particularly if we're having to, really manage our dogs. So I find that it's fabulous. And
and Monica, tell us about what the judging criteria is.
So I had to pull that up because my memory is like a sieve sometimes. So what I'm looking for is the calmest explorer. And I don't mean they won't be excited when they first start off, but the way the team is moving together, the human and the dog, that human can really influence the dog by slowing down themselves, much like what we had at the walk at the mall. So I'm looking for that interaction with the human carer, being slow, breathing, being mindful. I'm also looking for the ability to keep a smiling leash, and all that means is just a J in the leash. So that relies more on the human half of the team to really navigate things in such a way that they keep their dog safe, but they flow with the dog. And I would love to see dogs in appropriately fitted harnesses. And if anyone has a question about how to choose a good harness, I'm happy to answer those questions.
Perfect. That's excellent. Very helpful information. Okay, great. And Delise, did you have that photo you want to share?
Let's see if I can do this. All right.
Don't leave us this time. We missed you.
I'll try. I'll try not to.
I know this technology sometimes can be a little tricky.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's not coming up as the ability to share, so that's why I'm getting a little.
Yeah, it's right at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I clicked on that.
Oh.
So the next button where it says share is not highlighted, so I'm not quite sure.
Oh, strange. Okay.
So, yeah, that's really
Well, we can
odd.
always post in the group too, because that is
There
a
we
really
go.
cool picture. You have a number of them, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Can I just
Anything
add
else you want to say about your event?
Well, not about our event, but Monica, I keep hearing wonderful things about what you're doing. So I was really disappointed we couldn't take one of our dogs to the mall on Sunday. So I definitely want to do that. But yeah, we've heard a lot of positive things about the work you're doing. So I'm excited for that.
Thank you very much. I hope that you and your pups will be able to join in someday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, you guys. Laura, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing with doggy games? And I know, let's see, both of your events are being held at Canine Chaos in Dover. Is that correct?
Yes, both at Canine Chaos. Couldn't tell you the dates off the top of my head, but I know you have them.
Everything is, yeah,
They're in
and
my
I can
calendar.
give it to
That's
me
all
if
I
you
know.
want.
I'll show up there. So I know they're at 7:00. Yes. So I have 5 games that we're going to play over the course of the hour. And depending on how many dogs sign up for it, we might do some of them in groups and we might do some of them all at the same time. So I want to make sure, number one things I want to keep in mind are that everyone's having fun, because dog games are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be relationship building and enjoyable for everybody, not stressful. So if you're super competitive, you're going to have to bring it down a few notches. And I know how that is because I'm very competitive. But you got to bring it down for your dog. So that is my absolute number one thing that I'm going to be watching for. And obviously keeping everybody safe and at enough of a distance where everybody's comfortable. So I'm going to make sure you guys are on 4 to 6 foot leashes. 6 feet are fine. It's fine. Most leashes, that's the standard size. So that's fine. But if you happen to have a 4-foot leash, I would even recommend bringing that because it's just going to make it a little bit easier on you. And so the games that I have, that's probably what you guys want to hear the most about. So I have bobbing for balls, and you have to excuse me, my eyes are going to go over to my rules because I'm just refreshing my memory on what they are. So bobbing for balls was one that I came up with, just sort of a play off of other games I've seen. But basically, you're going to have, your dog is individually going to have 1 minute to get as many balls out of a kiddie pool filled with water as they possibly can. And there's going to be different kinds of balls. There'll be tennis balls. There'll be those like kid play balls, those little plastic things, just a bunch of different types of balls in there, so that some dogs have a preference. Some dogs will only touch tennis balls and won't touch anything else. So you have 1 minute to encourage your dog as much as you can to get balls out of the pool. And I don't care where they put them as long as they're outside of the pool. So they drop them on the outside of the pool. And after a minute, we'll count up the number of balls they've gotten out of the pool. And that's your number. And then the winner is the dog human team that got the most balls out of the pool. Makes sense, right? And then I'll be sending you guys, or we'll be posting some rules for the games. And one thing in all of the posts and all of the rule cards that I made is on fair play. I talk a little bit about that. So in the fair play rules, like if it's just one dog human team going, all the other dogs are going to need to be at a good distance so that it's fair to the dog who's playing. Because again, we want to make it fun and enjoyable. So you guys will see that in the rule cards. For that one, there will be a tiebreaker because that's definitely a possibility. There could be, so 30-second just replay of the game. And then, so that one's pretty straightforward, easy to understand. And then traffic lights is kind of like a red light, green light sort of game. You're working on your dog's attention on leash and their sit stay skills. So basically on green light, I'm going to read this one to you guys. On green light, you'll head from the starting line to the finish line with your dog on leash. That's your goal. Okay. When yellow light is called, you'll have 3 seconds to ask your dog to sit, stay, or just sit, but they need to stay. If your dog is still sitting at that 3-second mark when the red light is called, you know how you have like 3 seconds, yellow light, and then the red light's coming, you will get to stay where you are until the next green light comes up, until I say green light again. If your dog has gotten up and isn't sitting within that, at that 3-second mark, then you go back to the starting line and you just start over. Okay, so the yellow light's going to be your warning that the red light is coming. So start to get your dog into position and then the red light will come. And so with this one, again, depending on space and how many dogs we have, we might do this in groups because everybody will need to start at the starting line and get to the finish line. And then the next game is Cleanup Crew. So this game works on your dog's take it and drop it skills. So your dog will have 3 minutes to clean up as much trash in his section as possible. And trash will be like recyclable things. So it could be like cups from recycling, plastic water bottles, big pieces of cardboard that your dog can't swallow. So stuff that's safe, but kind of random. And your job is to work with your dog to get the trash from the area that it's scattered on the ground to the trash bucket. Now, your dog does not have to put the trash into the trash bucket. They can give the trash to you. You can get them to drop it for you, and you can put it into the trash bucket. So you can kind of work together as a team that way. But the rules are your dog has to be the one to pick the item up off the ground initially and give it to you. You cannot pull the item from your dog's mouth unless, it can't count as something you're putting in the bucket. If you need to pull an item from your dog's mouth for safety, that's one thing, but it doesn't count as a point in the bucket. And you are allowed to use treats in this. If you need to trade out the item for a treat, then that's totally fine too. Treats you can use for any of these. I don't care because I love treat training. But just know that sometimes treats can kind of get in the way. But I would definitely have them with you. So, and then the dog human team who got the most trash into the bucket is the winner. And then we could do a little tiebreaker if we need to of a shorter time period. And again, we'll do groups depending on how many dogs there are, because we're not going to have like up to 8 dogs doing trash cleanup at the same time. We'll probably do 3 to 4 little sections, but we will have multiple dogs going at the same time, spaced out. Okay. And then the next one is relay race. Your dog's manners will be put to the test in this one because you're going to have, this is a team event. So we'll split the group into 2 teams randomly. And then one dog handler team moves through the obstacle course as I lay it out, which I will explain when we're there because I don't know yet. But basically, you'll be working on sits, stays, downs, a little bit of an on-leash recall, wait before going through an area. And everything's going to be, it's not like agility equipment. It's household equipment that we're going to be using. So it's anything that you can find around your house, which is kind of fun. If your dog cannot complete any of the tasks, this is kind of an important one because I don't want the dogs to get stressed out by this. Like, no, you have to sit and you have to wait before you go through the thing, right? If they can't do that, that's okay. You can skip it, but you have to count to 5 out loud so I can hear you. So it's like a 5-second penalty. Just the easiest way to do it is just to kind of have you count and then you can continue on your way. Okay, so your dog does not have to do an obstacle, but there is a penalty for not doing it. So to make it fair. And then the last one is Leap Dog. And this is also a team event, but there's no actual leaping in this game. So it's fine for any physical ability. Basically, you're going to be practicing your attention walking with your dog, and down stays under distraction. So all your dogs will line up in sit stays or a down stay. Doesn't have to be a down stay, could be a sit stay, at their designated spots. And then the dog closest to the starting line, just like leapfrog, will basically pass the dogs who are laying down in their down stay and then go and lay down at the end. And then the next dog at the starting point can go. And then once all the dogs go through, then that's the winning team. But a dog cannot pass your dog unless your dog is in a sit or a down. If your dog is standing up, that dog has to wait before it can pass. So that's where it's a nice little team event. So you guys are working together that way. So again, and that's all of the games. But again, my biggest thing is I want everybody to have fun doing this. This should be relationship building and trust building, not stressful. So, you know, if you guys know me through having seen my stuff before, you know that like one of my biggest things, and I want to make sure that it is improving your dog's behavior, not making it worse. So I may be deciding like, you know what, we're going to add more space, less space, stuff like that. So we'll be playing it. So if you have a dog who is a little bit more on the reactive side, but can handle some group stuff at a bit of a distance, don't be too scared away by this. You can always ask. It's not an individual event, but if your dog is sort of walking that line of, you know, could he do it, could he not? And you don't have to do all 5 games either. That's another thing too. So just
Awesome. Well, if you guys are liking what you're hearing and you're really excited for the Doggy Olympics, give us a thumbs up. I want to hear that you guys are really excited about this like we are. We are really looking forward to this first annual. And we do have some questions coming in, guys. So I'm going to give a question first to Delise because I know she's got a hard stop. Let's see. Okay. So, we'll get my cursor going here. So let's see. Jamie wants to know, let's see. Jamie asks, can the dogs catch a toy instead of a treat or ball? Cody will not catch food and tennis balls are hit or miss, but he loves catching his tiny babies. How do you feel about that?
100% fine. If you have a special toy or treat that they love to catch, bring it by all means.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good question because Jamie, my dog won't catch treats, Gilly, but she potentially would catch a tennis ball. But yeah, mini babies, that would make for a really cool picture. Awesome. Thanks for the question.
I need to sign off.
Yeah, do you have to leave us, Delise?
Yeah, any other questions before I go? Or
let's see. Nope, that's the only question for you. If there's any others, I'll tag you and you can answer them after.
We're excited. Have a great week.
Thanks, Delise. Thanks for joining us. All right, so guys, let's see what other questions we have for you here. So Terry asks, is it okay to compete in the same event twice at 2 different dates and places? And yes, Terry, it is perfectly fine because I know that people want to have their dog do some of the events multiple times just because it's a really good experience for them. So as long as you're still seeing that there are openings in those events, then that's absolutely fine to sign up for multiple events. Michelle says, where in the mall is this taking place? Where would we enter? Okay, that's a great question, Michelle. And so, and I don't know, let's see. So there's 2 main entrances other than stores. There's the food court, and then there's the other one that is, it's kind of across from Texas Roadhouse, that side of the building when you come in. That's the entrance you're going to want to come in at. I don't know if you attended Yappy Hours in June, but they had an area there in kind of the center court part of the mall. There's an upper part where Santa goes, the Easter Bunny, and then there's a portion in front of that where they set up a little green turf and a white picket fence, and that's where Monica will be in that area. And just look for our banner as well that says Doggy Olympics on it, but that is the best door. That's the closest door that you're going to want to enter through. Great question. All right. Ray says, Miss Gilly can be calm, not sure about her handler. Okay, Ray. That's my husband for anybody who doesn't know. Jamie says, I bet Charlie would be great at the pool ball game, or he might just get in the pool with all the balls. What do you think, Laura? Are there any points for getting in the pool with the balls?
I don't know. I might have to think about that maybe.
That might
as long as he gets the balls out of the pool, if he I know Charlie, and Charlie's huge. So if he just, goes in and all the water and the balls come out, I guess that can count. He can get creative.
You don't necessarily need to take him out with your mouth. I like that. That's pretty creative thinking on the part of the dog. Okay.
Whatever it takes.
I like that.
Sure.
Good. All right, so let's see. Michelle says, sounds like so much fun, Laura.
Mm-hmm.
And she also says, I was a little stressed out when I signed up, but I feel a lot better. Good, Michelle. Yeah, and feel free to ask us any questions at all. Like, you know, and if you get there and it's a little bit uncomfortable, maybe wait a little bit, circle back, try it again. You know, we're here to work with you. We hope to have at least 2 people at every event. So if, you know, for instance, Laura's busy with her dog games, someone else will be there to talk with you, answer questions, help out. So we want people to come out and try things that they wouldn't normally try because they think their dog might be uncomfortable or you're not sure how your dog will react. There is no judgment. There is no need to be embarrassed. We all have reactive dogs of some sort. So come out and just have a good time. Okay, so Alina or Alina, I apologize if I am massacring your name. She says, I'm interested. I met the owner of Misbehavior once by Long Hill Park and her games looked so much fun. Yes, they are. She has very creative games. You will not be disappointed.
Yes, they are fun.
All right, she says, good to know. And Obi, who has also signed up for the Olympics already, would like to do that. And I'm not sure, we've moved on past, so Lorianne, I'm not sure which conversation you're talking to, but I assume the doggy games. But yeah, with anything with water, Obi loves. I don't know if people saw him trying out the dock diving a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I think he would do great at the doggy games, Lorianne. All right, and the balls in the water. Yep. He would love that. He's the one that would get in the pool and all the balls would fall out, and he would win that category. Carrie says, sounds so mumuch fun. Yes, it does, Carrie. Hope you guys will be joining us. Okay, Gilly, you go. Stranger danger. What did I say about reactive dogs?
Willow woke up.
Oh, did she? All right, so I think I got all of the questions there. Okay, perfect. So I have some additional things I want to share with people in regards to how you win awards and all those great things. Are you guys able to hang on with us, or do you have to jump off? Okay, so let's go back to that. I'm going to share my screen again with you. Let's see here. All right, so the last we left the website, we were showing you the page with all of the games on it. Now, what I wanted to show you too, again, when you hit register, you are going to get an email from us within 24 hours, and it's going to have your ticket. This is an example of what the 5 tickets looks like. Oh my goodness. Grand Central Station. So this would be 5 tickets. We have another one for 10 tickets. We've got the dock diving ticket. So basically you're going to put in your name, your email address, your dog's name. You're going to write in the event name, location, date, and time. And at each event, you're going to have the instructor initial this, so to show your participation in it. Because your dog needs to compete in at least 5 events in order to go for gold, as they say, and win any or compete for any of the medals and the awards. So we do have a single ticket option if you are not interested in competing, or you see an event that looks really cool and you just want to try it with your dog. You can purchase 1 ticket for $10 and be able to try that activity. So we want everybody to feel like they can participate at some level. All right. So then after you get that, you are going to go to our sign up Genie. Whoops. Yeah, let me see if it's going to show it to you from your perspective or my perspective. You'll have a special access code that you have to put in. And then you'll see all of the different events that are listed here, all of the locations. It'll tell you how many spots are still available in each. You can see that some of the the physical games are starting to fill up. Here's Laura's doggy games right here. Her first evening, she already has 3 of the 8 spots filled. Let's go down to Monica's here and see what she's got. All right, here's the mall at Fox Run. Okay, so Monica still has a couple time slots open. Terry and Michelle are both signed up to compete in that. And then we've got a few other time slots that are filled up. So it is first come, first serve. So as soon as you do register and you get your ticket, you're going to want to hop right over here to the Sign Up Genius right away and get your 5 ticket or 10 ticket slots, depending on what you've paid for, so that you can secure that for yourself. All right. So let's go back to our presentation here. All right, we took a look at the process. Now let's talk about how you go for gold with your dog. All right, so there will be bronze, silver, and gold medals to win. And I should put quotes around that. It is not really the real medal, but it is special nonetheless. There will also be event medals. So there will be winners of each event. There'll be special recognition awards like dog with most confidence, most improved in an event, different things like that. But then how we award bronze, silver, and gold is there will be 6 trophies that are given away. So 2 for bronze, 2 for silver, 2 for gold in each of the events. So group events and individual events. And it's based on an average across the board on how many events your dog participates in and the judging criteria. So if there are 3 or 4 judging criteria, there's a rating scale from 1 to 5 that the judges will grade the dogs based on the judging criteria. And then we average that across how many events they've done. And then that is how the bronze, silver, and gold medal winners are determined. Then the event medals, then that's the average on the judging criteria per event. And then recognition awards are strictly up to the judges in regards to who will win those awards. All right. So the closing ceremony, you definitely are going to want to put this on your calendar because we're going to be sharing highlights from the 3 weeks of competition. We'll have photos, we'll have videos, we'll probably even have a blooper reel, who knows. The judges and instructors who will be joining us will be recapping their events. And then we will be awarding bronze, silver, and gold overall in the group and individual, as I mentioned, as well as event and recognition awards. So that is August 16th at 7 p.m. So put that on your calendar. And we need to make or recognize all of the partners involved with this process because we would not be able to do this without their amazing support. So our judges, our instructors, our host sites, and others. So we've got Seacoast Doc Dogs, You and Your Dog Training and Services, Misbehavior, Canine Strong, Friendly Pets, Pet Supplies Plus, Barrington Barks and Behavior, Sit, Stay, Smile Pet Photography, Jody Crotty, Canine Chaos, Mallet Fox Run, Mary's Dogs, Animal Health, I can't read it from here, consultants, that's Dr. Lisa Boyer, and Sandra McCarthy Photography. So thank you to all of them. And please, I want people to understand that the Dog Walking Club would not exist without the help of these people. So when you are deciding on the trainer that you want to use, the pet supply store you want to go to, the photographer you're going to use, please consider our partners first. They really go all out to help us get where we are with our events. So if this is something that sounds really cool to you and you want to be a part of it, all you have to do is go to NewHampshireDogWalkingClub.com. It is our new website that recently launched within the last week. You'll see this logo here on the website. Just click on it. It'll give you all the information you need, and you can sign up and take advantage of all of those great events, whether it is in competition at a 5 ticket price, which is $35 for non-members, $25 for members, or a 1 ticket price, which is $10. Doesn't get you into the competition, but gets you involved with all of these really fun events. All right, so let me stop sharing there, and I'm going to answer some additional questions here. Let's see. Okay, so Celeste says, not sure what exactly this is all about, but I definitely want to get my dog involved. I just got on now. Well, Celeste, we are talking about the 2021 First Annual Doggy Olympics to support the Charitable Partners Program. And we're talking about 11 different events from July 23rd to August 16th in hundreds of openings to compete for gold. All kinds of fun stuff. If you have missed the first part, just go back and review or go to our website. All the information's there, but hopefully you will consider joining us. All right, Carrie says, we are hoping to get a couple events. Awesome, Carrie. Would love to see you guys compete. Can we compete with 2 dogs? Not necessarily at the same time. I'd love to have my mom's dog, Charlie, join, but I would have to bring him to most events. So the 5 tickets that you purchase for $35 is for 1 dog. You can't split events between the dog because a dog has to have at least 5 events to compete. But what you could do is you could buy 2 5-ticket events or 2 5 main event tickets for 2 dogs. Or you could buy 1 main event ticket for 1 dog, and then you could buy single tickets for the other dog, depending on, what you're trying to do as far as activity and involvement for that dog. Let's see. Lori Ann says, what time is the closing again? So it is on August 16th, which is a Monday at 7 p.m. So hopefully you guys will join us for that, and we will be rolling out what awards have been won. Celeste says, sorry, I thought it was Mary's Dogs at first. So it is to support Mary's Dogs, Celeste. They are one of our charitable partners, along with Hero Pups and Live and Let Live Farm. The proceeds of this event get split evenly between those three organizations. She says, cool, I'll check it out. Awesome. Well, guys, let us know if you have any other questions. We're just wrapping up now. So Monica or Laura, do you guys have any parting words about your event?
Sure. I would just like to say that, even though this is going to be a very fun competition, that really the main crux of it is that you spend time with your dog doing something that you both enjoy and you're going to both benefit from. So it's definitely, it's worth it to take time away from the hustle and bustle of maybe your everyday routine and really connect with your dog and get involved.
Yep. That's great. I think it's important to really stress the bond that can be formed between you and your dog. I'm glad you brought that up. Laura, any last thoughts from you?
So Willow over here, for those of you guys who don't know her, believe it or not, is a more reactive dog. So I've always hesitated to bring her to stuff. I see your kitty behind you. Yeah. I've always hesitated to bring her to different stuff, but I was just thinking as kind of Tracy, you were talking and wrapping up and stuff. One thing that for me might come up with, if I were just attending this and not also helping to run some of it, would be whether she would be an appropriate dog for, which event she'd be appropriate for and all that. So for her, and I know this is the case with lots of my clients' dogs and just lots of people out there, for her, her biggest issue is loose dogs that come running up to her. And, like if another dog gets in their face, it's kind of like offense is my best form of defense sort of situation. So I would actually bring her to, for the most part, especially things that don't necessarily require her to be able to open her mouth and do stuff. I would bring her in a basket muzzle for the majority of it, if I was worried about that at all. Of course, I would have her trained on the basket muzzle prior to this, so that in itself is not stressful. And what I just said there, I just realized that I probably worded that the wrong way. In a basket muzzle, they can open their mouth. They should be able to open their mouth. So, but I'm just thinking like bobbing for balls, that would be hard in a basket muzzle. So that would be something. But just for people who have more reactive dogs, but like, they can handle this stuff, but you're just a little bit nervous still about like, but what if another dog comes up to them nose to nose? If it's appropriate, definitely reach out and ask us about that, because you may find that this would be actually a really appropriate thing for your dog, but you just want to have that one extra precaution piece to it. Because I know for me, that would make all the difference with Willow if I just felt like my muzzled dog was welcomed into the games and stuff like this. And we, I think Tracy, with you having so many like trainers as supporting this whole, the dog walking club and all that, I think this is the perfect opportunity to say like, you know what, maybe this one is worth trying. Anything in the club, I think is worth trying because everybody gets it. Everybody's sort of in the same boat for the most part. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's really important. We get so many questions about people worried about their reactive dogs and how they'll react, and is it a good environment for them. So yeah, we are such a welcoming community for you and your dog of any ability or temperament or size or breed. Give it a try, as Laura mentioned. And if it doesn't work out, at least you tried. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody is going to shame you. Nobody's going to talk about you behind your back, because like I said, we all have reactive dogs, as Laura mentioned, and because we're all so dedicated to rescuing dogs. And when you don't know their history, in most cases, they do have some form of reactivity. So yeah, absolutely come out and just have a blast. We've got ice cream eating contest, and bubble catching contest, and longest tail, longest sit stay, water fun, just so many cool things for you to get involved with your dogs, guys. So come on out. So let's see.
I would just add to that and say that if you have any doubts, just reach out to one of us, because all dogs are individuals, and if you have specific concerns, best to just talk to us.
Yep, and our trainers and fitness experts are committed to helping you have the most positive experience with your dog. So they are very open to receiving your questions. And see, one last question here. Do you need volunteers? And if so, is there a list of spots? Thank you for asking. I didn't actually think of that because we have so many partners involved, but it's not a bad idea, Lori. And if you want to reach out to me, direct message me through Facebook or something, we certainly would use the help because we do have some instances where people, single business owners like Monica and Laura will be at events where we'll have members of our team go and assist them. But having more than 2 people there is even better because, as Laura mentioned, can you imagine her there judging 8 people, taking pictures, taking video, and running the event, to her specifications? That makes it very difficult. And we want to make it the best positive experience for everybody. So yeah, feel free to DM me, and I will definitely keep that in mind for the future because I think it's a nice, fun opportunity for other people, and we certainly could use the help. So thank you for offering. All right, so thank you very much, guys. That's all the questions we have. The games are kicking off on Sunday. Get in there, get registered, get signed up. We do have minimum participation amounts, anywhere from usually 1 to 3 dogs for the different activities. And then we do have cutoff dates. Most are 24 hours, but some are 48 hours depending on the event. So if we don't get enough, people participating, that event will be closed, but there's still hundreds of other events to choose from. So again, tag us if you have any questions, and we appreciate you guys joining us today, asking your questions and listening in, and let the games begin. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.